Sometimes I think we handle it really well, and there are days when I don't think we handle it well at all.
The lines become blurred, they do.
And all of a sudden we're like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's like, oh my God, this is supposed to be my time off.
As a small business owner, you're always thinking about business. You're always talking about business.
When you're in creative services industry, you pretty much have to be on call for your clients all the time.
It's your ultimate responsibility.
For me, that signal that the day is over is when I'm getting ready to work out.
The other person will have to say, you know, we can't talk about this now.
That is the first boundary, for me anyway, to kind of separate personal from professional.
Both of us kind of police each other.
And then I have some other little rules of my own that I try to follow.
She'll have a lot more to say.
I try to set boundaries and limits. I think he does too. That's a good question.
The responsibilities are divided between the two of us unequally, actually.
It's always been kind of divided into Dan's side, which is IT and creative, and my side, which is more business development and project management.
I'm in charge of...
and I like the project management part.
Hardware, software, technical.
I also like being on the creative side, and so
director.
I wish that I could do a little bit more of that. I do get involved in some stuff, especially if he gets too busy.
And I just sort of picked up all the technical stuff because I had to.
The IT side, though, I have no desire to get into that.
She's in charge of marketing, she's in charge of sales, and she's in charge of accounting.
I get to meet everybody, and I'm pretty much a people person, and I think Dan is too.
Proportionally, she gets the raw deal. She gets far more work. I guess it was my idea to start the business.
Well, that was definitely Dan's idea.
There was a merger at a telecom company where we both worked in corporate communications.
His side of corporate communications got laid off an entire year before mine did.
I was the first one that had to leave, and I think she left like 2, 3, maybe 6 months later.
We both knew that we were both going to get laid off because the new company that bought us was not keeping anybody.
I came home, lived off of severance, and did a lot of freelance. The freelance just kept growing, and Mary Joan was finally terminated.
It took him probably about 6 months of working me.
I guess I tried talking her into it. I kept asking her to join me.
And I still remember the day that I decided it. I didn't even realize I had decided it.
You know, I could do the creative stuff, the visual stuff, and she could do all the writing.
I was on the phone with a friend. I said, you know, Dan wants to start this business, and I guess I'm going to do it.
And it was just going to be a piece of cake and no problems whatsoever.
So that happened in a nanosecond, but it took a long time for him to kind of get me going with it. And
somehow she agreed, and that was the evolution of NuZoo Media.
You know, it just takes a lot of time and energy to make a small business work.
Now we're here 10 years later, and it's still working.
But he talked me into it, and here we are, almost 12 years later, still hanging in there.